right, I'm sick of this dumbass conversation, man. 100 people versus a gorilla. The honest truth. All right, let's get to it.
Listen. Double time on my business. This niggas got.
Recently, all of social media has been blowing up with the debate of one gorilla versus 100 humans. The funny thing is that everyone seems completely divided onto who would win the fight. One side thinks that the gorilla would pull a Winston and just completely thrash the army of humans with ease, while the other side believes that the sheer numbers would let the humans just beat up the gorilla like it's Naruto. But who is actually correct? Is a gorilla versus 100 people actually a fair fight, or is it actually a stomp? Does the gorilla win?
It's a stomp.
Or do the humans?
It's a stomp for the humans.
Stuff, make sure to like, subscribe, and let's jump right in. Now, to begin, I think it's important to establish both sides of this fight. For the gorilla, we are assuming that this is essentially the strongest gorilla possible. Of the 4 gorilla species, easily the largest and strongest would be a silverback eastern lowland gorilla. At the absolute largest, gorillas can stand at over 6 feet tall and weigh between 400 and 500 pounds, with the largest ever being about 600 pounds or even beyond. However, this fails to capture how a gorilla's overall proportions drastically exceed that of a normal human, with a wingspan of over 8 feet, drastically more muscle mass, and far less body fat. In comparison to the peak gorilla, the group of humans will be made up of 100 average people. There will be no boxers, nor MMA fighters, or—
Wait, but that's dumb. No, bro.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
That's like the toughest gorilla, nigga. You should also pick the toughest humans. That's the only way that this shit makes sense. Like, the debate isn't, who would win between the toughest gorilla and a bunch of scrawny ass humans? That's a completely different debate. All right, matter of fact,
you niggas is just retarded.
I'm gonna break this down myself before we even keep watching the rest of this nigga shit, because already this nigga's going down, he's going down the wrong road.
3 hours later.
Now let's talk about averages, okay? The average size of a silverback gorilla is 4 feet 11 inches to 5 feet 11 inches. Oh shit! And they weigh between 135 and 195 kilograms, so that's 300 to 430 pounds.
For real? Yo, what's it like?
What's it like? What I'm supposed to say to that?
Now that's a lot. Now let's look at the averages of human beings. The worldwide average for the majority of human beings, now let's say an example of men around the age of 20 years old, right? An average man around 20 years old will weigh around 190, and the average height of a man will be around that 5 foot, 6 foot range.
Do math.
A typical human being is maybe lacking 200 pounds on a silverback. Now, 200 pounds is a lot. Don't get me wrong. 200 pounds is a lot. But you've got 100 human beings.
2 + 2 is 4. -1, that's 3. Quick maths.
If 100 motherfucking 6 foot niggas with 180 pounds on them, 190 pounds jump on your ass, I'm sorry to say, bro, I don't give a fuck if your ass is 5'8", with 400 pounds. I don't care who you is, bro. You know how I know this?
No.
Because there are human beings today that weigh over 400 pounds. Like, there are human beings that weigh 500, 600 pounds, bro. Them niggas aren't going to go and beat a motherfucking 100 human beings. Like, that doesn't make no sense.
That don't make no sense.
Just having more weight on your body doesn't mean you're going to become strong enough to just defeat 100 people. That's some of the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard.
Right, yeah, of course.
So you're telling me that fat ass lady that sits on the couch all the time that's weighing 500 pounds, you're telling me that she's gonna be able to fight off 100 niggas?
Nigga, please.
I get that she doesn't have the same level of muscle and build as a silverback, but that silverback doesn't surpass her so much that 100 human beings are gonna be nothing to him. That makes no sense, bro. That makes no sense. Like, people aren't using math. Like, they're not thinking mathematically, bro.
Do math.
Like, we have human beings that weigh the same as silverback gorillas. So you're telling me if I go and I get the biggest sumo nigga out there and I put him against a silverback gorilla, and then there's 99 other niggas right behind him, you're telling me that that's gonna be a tough fight? What are we talking about?
That's true.
No, that gorilla is getting killed, bro. He's getting killed. The sumo wrestler nigga is gonna be keeping him back by himself. The sumo nigga is gonna be using all that weight. It's gonna be hard enough for the silverback to just get rid of the sumo nigga. Now imagine if it's 2 sumo niggas, 3 sumo niggas, 4 sumo niggas, 5 sumo niggas, and 95 150-pound niggas. There's no way a silverback is winning that, bro.
Not even close, bud.
The group of humans will be made up of 100 average people. There will be no boxers, nor MMA fighters or athletes, and instead it will just be 100 totally normal people with totally normal physical stats, with there being an equal number of men and women. Now, technically, average height and weight varies somewhat drastically across the planet, so for this video, we'll be taking the stats from just Americans when possible. This means the 50 men in the group will be on average 5'9" and almost 200 pounds, while the 50 women in the group will be on average 5'4" and 170 pounds. Now, to be fair, Americans are...
What? 50 women? Why the fuck are we sending women to fight a gorilla?
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
What are you talking about, bro? You see, people are just figuring out ways to make this shit not fair, bro.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
They're figuring out ways to make this shit not fair, bro. Because damn near every time that I hear people talk about this shit online, they're talking about King Kong type gorillas, bro. They're like, oh, King Kong type gorillas. But now you're talking about 50 females? What are 50 females doing fighting anything, nigga?
Like, I do divorces for people that, you know, a woman walks out with $200-300 million. She was hot and she's going to get half. Like, that's fucking incredible. Like, do you know what he had to do to get that?
What are you talking about, bro? Why are they even out there? No, fuck that. Fuck that. Bring me 50 other niggas, bro. Fuck out of here.
kind of fat. So ultimately, using the statistics of a healthier nation doesn't change these values very much, or the outcome, in my opinion. Still, either way, the gorilla is going to be far larger than any single human, exceeding them in height by a couple inches and being casually twice the weight of the average man.
He's gonna be far larger than any normal, typical human. No shit, you just said that the only humans that are gonna be fighting this nigga are gonna be typical people. People like 5'9" and 160 pounds. Like, I don't understand. Like, you can't be like, okay, we're gonna go and get the most peak gorilla, but then we're gonna go and get the most regular humans, and then say, yeah, out of all of the humans we picked, none of these humans are gonna be as big as this gorilla. No shit, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's true.
No shit, they're not gonna be as big as the gorilla. Like, that's so stupid, bro. Either make them exactly the same so that you can compare them the same, or don't try to compare two completely different things. That makes no fucking sense.
Also, just so we're all on the same page, this is what 100 people looks like. It's definitely not a small group, but it's also not a massive crowd by any means. A lot of college lectures have more people than this in them. With that being understood, who wins this? Determining the true strength of a gorilla is incredibly difficult for multiple reasons. Firstly, gorillas ultimately are not a predatory species, so in comparison to something like a bear, a wolf, or any of the big cats, they rarely, if ever, go out of their way to attack humans. Secondly, unlike for humans that will willingly do experiments to test the limits of human strength, doing the exact same thing is almost impossible for gorillas because they're not just going to do a bench press for a couple of bananas, unfortunately. This forces most, if any, estimations of gorilla strength to be just that, estimations based off of their bodies and the very rare instances of strength that we have seen from them. Thirdly, there is a lot of hearsay and misinformation regarding gorillas, with most online sources claiming completely different stats for what gorillas are actually capable of. Finally, a lot of info about gorillas that does exist is oftentimes really old. The biggest issue, though, is that inconsistent information. For example, one website says they can lift 1,800 pounds, while another claims they can lift more than twice that at 4,000 pounds. Things get even more wild when these resources put it in terms of humans. Some claim that a gorilla is 8 times stronger than an average man. Another claims that they are 4 to 10 times stronger than a human. Another source claims 12 times, with another claiming that gorillas are a whopping 20 times stronger than a human.
That just sounds dumb to me, bro. Like we're literally related to them. For them to be 20 times stronger than humans, or even 10 times stronger, it doesn't make sense. Like, their physiques aren't so much bigger that it would explain that much more strength. You know what I mean? It's not like a fucking dinosaur, bro. Like, what are we talking about? You know, like, if I saw a big ass dinosaur walk up to me, I'd be like, okay, yeah, shit, that shit's probably 20 times stronger than I am any day. Like, the size, just this massive size, like, come on. But a gorilla, why would their estimations even go there? Like what, because their arms are a bit bigger? Like there are some human beings that are massive, bro. Like them gym rat niggas that are massive, bro. Like these niggas are steroided up, looking like just chunks of meat on them.
Nigga, you gay.
And even those people, I wouldn't say are 10 times stronger than any typical human being. Like what? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Clearly, the only consistent thing agreed on here is that gorillas are stronger than humans, but this much variation in number between sources is enough to say that these numbers are completely made up or very unsubstantiated. So let's look to what actual researchers have said about gorillas, or what we have actually seen them do in real life. Consistently, gorillas have been seen uprooting thin banana trees, shattering protective glass, and have broken human arms in brief attacks. Smaller and
humans have done all that shit too.
chimpanzees have shown feats of strength 2 to 3 times stronger than that of a normal human, around to 800 to 1,200 pounds.
You see, 2 to 3 times, that sounds more correct, don't it? That's what I just said.
That's true.
10 times would be like these niggas could carry a car, bro.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
Anybody that thinks that a gorilla is gonna beat 100 humans, you're just dumb, bro. You're being fucking stupid, bro. Like, you're not even thinking, because you're here thinking human beings are just gonna run into the gorilla head first and be like, yeah, nigga, let me. No, bro. The thing that allowed for human beings to dominate the world and to domesticate it is the fact that we got this, and the rest of the animal kingdom doesn't. So, how? You wouldn't even need 100 men. You wouldn't need 100 humans. You would need, at max, maybe 5 to 10 humans. Dig a ditch, set a trap, here comes gorilla, falls in, you're dead.
No shit, Sherlock.
And even if it was okay, you got 10 humans that got spears and there's a gorilla coming at them, the gorilla can't protect himself clockwise. Like, the gorilla can't protect every aspect of himself, nigga. He's gonna focus on one human being. The one human being is gonna throw the spear at him. Maybe the gorilla is gonna grab it or smack him away. But the moment that he does that, 9 other human beings stab, 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 stab. And yes, maybe the stabs won't kill the gorilla immediately. But nigga, you're getting stabbed left and right while you're trying to swat humans away. You're not winning that fight, bro.
Not even close.
You don't need 100 humans to kill a gorilla. There's no creature in the world that can beat us when we use the most powerful tool in our arsenal. This thing. So come on, man. I don't care what nobody says. Humans win that shit 10 out of 10 times. It's your boy Walt. You heard it here first, man. We out of here.
I hope you niggas enjoyed the video. But even if you didn't, don't forget to like and subscribe or I'ma shit on your carpet. It's your boy Walt. Catch you in the next video.
Listen. Double time on my business. Cause niggas got intentions on winning. Y'all niggas only out here bitching. My nigga blood, but he crippin'.